Wouldn't be too surprised, but of course Echo's still going to be available. MLXG more than happy to grab that one, as Twisted Fate is going to find his way to the ban list.
I feel like that's going to be an immobile carry then. Could be an Ezreal. Likewise, I think that they're going to prioritize the Kog'Maw again, especially, you know, taking TF off the board.
Well, RNG,
or possibly Vayne.
Well,
it's going to be Vayne.
They are definitely picking Echo right now. They wasted no time there whatsoever. Of course, Gragas is still going to be up, so ZZR can put that one into his back pocket if they want to, but Flandre...
Gotta go Victor.
There wasn't a lot of time.
Gotta go Victor. They're gonna go Annie. Okay. If I were RNG, I would pick up Vayne Victor right here.
Both Vayne and Victor go for that Venn diagram?
Both Vayne and Victor.
Well, look, we'll see whether RNG are listening to you, Prosper. Not entirely sure whether they will be, as they're taking some time working out what they want to do, but already a lot of CC out of this Snake lineup with that Shadow Dash and, of course, the stun passive from the Annie here that's going to be in the hands of Ella. Unless you wants to play it. I personally am an advocate of Annie in the mid lane.
You should really like Xie then.
I do. I love Xie.
I love everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Everyone? Are you sure?
Everyone. Let's talk about Shen. So we talked about how Flandre would probably look towards Shen this game just because he wasn't getting the tankiness of the resistances that he needed. He needs to be that initiator for his team, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Shen, very powerful, also empowers a lot of hyper AD carries, like Jinx, like Vayne, like Kog'Maw. Maybe not quite Sivir.
Well,
you can engage really well with her.
It's true.
They didn't take Victor Vayne. I'm already disappointed with their Nautilus Thresh pickup. I'm talking about how Shin's going to empower hyper carries and protect them. He's like, Sivir, Spell Shield,
yeah,
but I can run really fast.
Well, Martin was actually playing mostly right into the faces of RNG, so he may as well just have shorter range. Because it wouldn't make a whole lot of difference. If you now considering the Victor.
It will really empower Annie. Naturally, that's just a beautiful combo.
Oh, yeah.
Running her in there.
And there's also the fact that you've got a lot of burst damage coming out of a Sivir as well, with the auto attack reset, the boomerang blade there as well, as you hovering the Victor at the moment, looking tired at this point. But the double hooking on the side of RNG, please tell me why you don't like it.
Hook City. I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just an interesting flex pick, especially with that Diana being hovered, because you've got quite a few different options of where everyone's going.
That's true.
Is that Nautilus top? Is it Titan jungle? Are we going to see the Doinby Nautilus mid
lane, yeah.
As Wushin locks in Ashe?
Yeah, Woosh. Yeah, he's pretty happy about it too, by the looks of things. RNG.
Look at the
smiles abound.
The CC Slow City.
It's like just CC everywhere from everyone. Lots of lockdown in as well, and the area control that they have with the Emperor's Divide, the box plus the parallel convergence.
Where were they hiding this composition? So MLXG, I suspect, especially now as the Azir is being hovered, but even as the Echo's first prioritized, he's a big advocate and player of the Echo jungle. Echo jungle actually has a very high win rate in the LPL, and it's mostly off the back of MLXG and Amy's performance, the jungler of unlimited potential. So with that, it will be the Nautilus going into that top lane for Let Me, popularized and started by Aluka of World Elite, and Xiaohu taking his Shurima champion.
You sure it wasn't GA that played it first for OMG?
It was, nope, it was definitely Aluka.
Okay, cool.
The week that WE2O'd EDG was the Nautilus top.
The power of Aluka, ladies and gentlemen, once again.
The LPL title winner.
Oh, yeah. Power player Aluka. I just love the player. Love him. It's one of my personal favorites, but Gragas is going to be hovered here for ZZR. Was considering a Rek'Sai for a moment. We'll see whether they are going to lock this one in, as of course they banded away the high priority on the champion last time around, but this time left up to the last possible pick. ZZR looking to try and take that one away, and in the end, it does seem like it is going to be the pickup. They were just hovering that for so incredibly long.
You need the disengage at this point. Because look at how much hard engage you have on the side of RNG. Not only the Azir sec, but naturally the Ice Enchanted Crystal arrow? Enchanted Ice Crystal arrow? I have no idea.
Enchanted Crystal arrow?
Ashe's giant frozen arrow.
Yeah.
The Nautilus depth charge. The death sentence. The double flay. My personal favorite. The flash in front of you, set down the box.
Yep, that's the best one. Guaranteed CC right there.
Lead with death sentence? No.
No, it's not what happens. You lead with the flash play into the box, into the death sentence. It's like they're going so incredibly slow that I could have my eyes closed and still hit this skill shot. That's the plan.
But both compositions set up RNG again. Where are they finding all these creative little comps?
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance in this one as well. Like lots of different options here, and it seems like they're able to handle a lot of different situations that they're possibly going to be put in.
Yeah, I completely agree that you've got great siege potential. Something that Ashe does very well, though the changes have gone through where she can't stack her Q onto towers. However, she can stack it onto creeps, so watch for how Ashe volleys a creep wave to stack up her free Q so she can get the attack speed bonus from there.
Yeah.
That said, you've got a lot of zone control, a lot of hard CC, good monster burn for objectives like Dragon and Baron.
Good point.
Again, between Ashe and Azir. So I just like the versatility and the well-roundedness of RNG's comps back-to-back.
Yeah, RNG actually sort of fighting team fight with team fight as well, which does seem to, you know, augment their ability to win this game, because Snake showed that even despite the fact that they were, you know, relatively far behind, still able to get the team fights working in their favor. So if RNG just outpicks them as far as a team fight comp is concerned, it means that Snake can't really utilize their crutch heading onto the Rift. Well, we are going to hop straight onto the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 2 between RNG and Snake. As you can see, RNG moving out as a unit into this one, and we'll see whether they can grab the 3 points for our screen.
They're invading, they have a ton of CC, and ridiculous amounts of kill pressure. That said, on the other side, Snake do have Ella on Annie.
Yeah, already with a stun prepped and ready.
There's actually a lot of kill pressure on both these teams. If Flandre decided to start taunt, pull an insec. Taunt level 1.
Go for that interesting maneuver that
Am I
insec
watching
does
solo
like to do.
queue?
I don't know. Looks like we are going to be setting up some lane swapping wards. Just wandering down, trying to get a bit of the unique ward here in the little brush.
Again, trying to make the most of their level 1 power with all of the CC and burst damage that both these teams have, placing their deep vision to check for lane swaps. We'll see if they decide to commit to the 2v2.
Oh, they're all stacking up here on the side of Snake.
This is mean.
We'll see whether anyone actually wanders into this area. As in fact, Snake know. They know that there are 3 members of the RNG on the bottom side.
Now they know that there's 4 members.
Yeah. All heading over here. I mean, if Xiaohu ever shows himself.
And they know that they're not in the jungle, that they're still in the lane itself. They think that they're stacking. Look at all these beings. They think that they're stacking in a brush, looking for a cheese on level 1.
Well, everyone from RNG did think that it might be a blue start for Snake, but instead they are going to start off at this red buff. Blue is going to be started and destroyed.
Oh, this is dangerous. They're going to walk in delay.
RNG takes out the little ones here as Ella does have that stun still available. Flash death sentence instantly answered by the flash from Ella as well. There's nothing going to come from this one. ZZR going to be heading back to base. Might be a couple of blue buffs versus a couple of red buffs once all is said and done.
That's still very punishing to Gragas, you know, to not have the resources available to jungle as quickly or as efficiently as possible without the CDR and, more importantly, the mana regen.
Well,
does have to pick up a mana pot.
Death sentence. He nailed that minion. Did lay. Definitely. Nice use of the volley for some extra damage onto these Snake members.
So, level 1, the reason why Wushin's able to play so far forward, once Sivir has her spell shield available, she can trade pretty effectively with Ashe. I mean, unless you just take like a straight volley and then Ashe proxies her attack speed in an elongated sustained trade. But level 3 is when Sivir is going to be able to out-trade the Ashe because she's going to spell shield the volley and immediately turn into auto reset with Ricochet, Boomerang. And there's not much Ashe can do. But right now, Wushin really understanding that he's strong enough, you know, zoning Sivir off of the creep wave.
Well, 14 CS to 5, most definitely zoning Martin away.
He doesn't know which ability he has because he hasn't W'd anything, so does he have the spell shield? Does he not have it?
Well, he definitely has a siege minion, which is very important.
He does have spell shield, so again, trying to empower his trading potential with Ashe early by taking that to dodge the volley. Likewise, the hooks.
Might be throwing that one out next, but you can see this wave starting to stack up. And Snake will have that one heading towards their turret. Look at this. A little bit more of an opportunity to grab the farm, which he desperately needs. You took most of his health bar in damage here from Jiahu, who's completely out of mana now.
You is so far forward.
For having 0 health.
That's what... Wow, okay.
Very strange. Well, MLXG is going to find ZZR in the jungle. Parallel Convergence going to stop himself up here, but it looks like Snake might get 3-buff.
And that's what that impacts. And you are correct, it is going to be the 3-buff bowling Gragas off the red. The fact that Xiaohu forcing you out of the mid lane, you taking so much damage, means that it's a numbers discrepancy when MLXG decides to contest this buff, because Xiaohu's able to walk up and you cannot.
Oh no, ZZR managed to get the 3-buff. So thankfully, he was able to steal that one away. So it is buff for buff.
Still 3-buff.
There's the flat body slam though as well. He's going to get stunned up as well as slowed down from the barrel. The Ignite's down. Death sentence onto ZZR. He just stands still. Everything's going to be fine. And first blood goes to Martin.
Beautiful gank right there from ZZR. Curious that RNG didn't expect that though, because they saw Gragas on the red buff and knew which direction he headed in, leaving MLXG.
Well, Snake able to make that first gank most definitely work and ease the pressure that was happening on this bottom side. You can see still Whoosh with a massive CS lead, and he's going to have a lot of minions to clear up underneath this tower as well. So that is absolutely fine. But may not be as much gold as First Blood, as Martin picks up both the pickaxe and the boots.
See where Wushin decides to go, if he's going to shove this wave as hard as possible and try to sneak in his own back, or if he's going to try to suffer out the pickaxe and look for a larger itemization down the road. That said, RNG also kind of setting up for a pick. They know that Ella's back, so he'll grab wards, and his destination should be to go deep ward, which they're waiting for this little Annie to walk into harm's way.
Dangerous. Well, MLXG is going to grab the Rift Scuttler here. And Martin back into the lane, but it's well and truly pushed up. So he's not in too much trouble just yet.
But we do have the even trade of pickaxe for pickaxe. So the CS discrepancy from Wushin compensating for the lack of First Blood.
Yeah, even on the consumables there as well. And Jiahu able to get a fair bit of pressure onto you. There's the attack actually from the Sand Soldiers doing a lot of work onto this Victor. See both players actually able to get a lot of poke and excess damage down.
I really like the Victor Azir matchup, especially now that Yu has level 6. The thing that I like about it is, again, the Emperor's Divide really doesn't mean anything to slow down Victor's damage output against Azir, just because the wall will come down, Victor just places all of his damage on the other side of the wall, like we often see him do when he likes to pick up snipes, standing in brushes.
Well, Snake actually taking a bit of an excursion through the red side jungle of RNG. Not going to find too much more. Thought they might go for something onto Jiahu here in the mid lane, who has the cleanse. He's got a fair bit available to him, but instead just going to be taking away this red buff. The back-to-back steals coming in here for Snake.
See if they're... No, MLXG is just automatically rushing. So the reason why he's making the call to go to the enemy red buff, and that he's able to tell what they're doing, is that they were spotted by that intro ward on the Raptor camp of Snake moving into the area and taking control of this side.
Well, ZZR hanging around here still, actually. They're going to trade Raptor camps as MLXG locks down the one on the other side of the rift. Red buff is pinged out. Xiaohu going to be heading back to base.
It's very important how Xiaohu left that lane, though. He should have been spotted out by...
Oh, it was denied. And that was MLXG who denied it as well. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he just didn't clear it.
Oh, yeah. Well, blue buff going to be locked down here, possibly going over to Yu as well, as he is cheating to that side of the lane. Nice trade there from both teams. Doesn't take too much using the spell shield, but Whoosh able to get a little bit more back.
It is very noticeable that Wushin does have level 6, whereas Martin and Ella still don't have their ultimates available to them.
Yeah, and it actually means that now Martin has to be very careful using that spell shield to trade with Whoosh, because if you use it with a volley, you're just going to get arrowed to the head.
You're done.
CGR wanders into the brush. Unseen, I believe, as Ella does have the flash. Just waiting for the tippers.
See if they're going to commit to that. I think they assume that MLXG is here. Oh, flashes.
Yep, there it is.
Awesome.
Oh, brilliant explosive cast, and Whoosh can't make it onto the lantern. And another kill. That's Whoosh dead.
I was going to say, I think they assume that MLXG is in the area just because Ashe had the ultimate for so much longer than either their bot lane did. And so they expected a counter gank to come through, which is also why Flandre decided to commit with the Stand United instead of just staying up into the top lane. It does grant them that much more protection over the dragon, but the fact that he used that ultimate tells me that they expected Echo to come through.
Well, Echo was towards the bottom side of the map, as you can see now, heading back towards this lane. Martin, in fact, not even helping out with the dragon, wanting to get even more farm onto this Sivir. 72 now to the 70 of Whoosh, really able to turn this lane around. As Lei trying to hold on to this minion wave, make sure that Whoosh can pick up all 6 of those creeps. And Flandre with the teleport, not opting to use it though, just going to wander back to the lane. Of course, Nautilus not known for having tower pressure, but if he's left there long enough, he'll deal with it.
The Riptide, so much control over the creep wave. And this is the classic Nautilus top build. You go double Dorans first just because you get so much ridiculous damage from Riptide, as well as just tank health in tandem with his, what do they call it, Titan's Wrath, his shield.
Titan's Wrath, in fact, yes, is his shield.
I play quite a bit of Nautilus top.
I quite a little bit of Nautilus jungle.
The Titan jungle? You pull a clear love?
No.
See, I'm all about the
like clear love, I promise you.
I'm all about the Aluka. I saw him pull up the Nautilus top. I was like, I have to be like my hero.
Oh, that's my line. Why are you taking my line and using it sarcastically, Frosker?
I would never.
Oh god.
Don't give it away, Atlas.
So much sarcasm. Couldn't handle it. Boomerang Blade is going to lock down and that cannon creep though. Fantastic work. Uses the spell shield though. Woo.
Do it!
There's the arrow flashes. Ella gets hit. Does have the stun available. The Tibbers goes down. Lei taking a lot of damage here. Ella pretty much dead. Death charge. Gonna finish it. No, Whoosh actually locking it down, but Martin now finding his way in. Once again, very far forward on his AD carry, and RNG even up the kills in one fell swoop.
You saw the immediate regret in their eyes as he used the spell shield to absorb the volley. So many cooldowns burned, both teleports. No, not both teleports. Let me just walked into the back of that lane. Never mind.
Yep.
I was like, how is there a Nautilus here?
Well, they are going to swap the lane by the looks of things.
That was beautiful. I've never seen just instantaneous regret. And just his pathing in the lane, he's like, oh no.
Oh dear.
Here we go. There's the arrow. It is flashed away, but
Ella.
Poor little Ella. Lei making sure that he walks up. He's not going to look for the death sentence because it could be blocked by a creep. He wants to look for the flay and the fade away of the Nautilus ultimate to take that down. Lei, flay after flay, played all of that beautifully, but it does end up being, what, a 1-for-2 trade?
Lei, flay after flay with the sweet play. Is that what you just said? That would have been incredible.
I see you've been doing your vocal warm-ups. Remember to stretch your tongue, Atlas.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
Although, let me in some trouble.
Yeah, Martin actually coming in for the gank. There's the Stand United as well. We are going to have the Shadow Dash, sorry, and there it is. Ella looks for the stun, doesn't get it with the Incinerate.
Oh.
And let me just going for a walk.
Wow.
There's the dredge line. Onto the wall. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, Shadow Dash not going to quite get the lockdown. Death Ray is there. Chaos Storm even thrown down. As let me explosive cast thrown out from ZZR for the fun of it.
Oh!
Death Ray takes it. So you picking up the kill, that's a big deal.
That's massive, especially for how much was wasted on that chase. I'm not going to say wasted, I'm going to say expended. Because while all of that is happening, RNG, hey, you want to take our Nautilus for a walk? We'll take both your towers.
Well, they do definitely take this outer turret on the bottom side of the map, but of course you, with a fair bit of wave clear, was able to get them off the mid-outer turret.
Can I say wasted now?
You can say wasted.
Okay.
It's up to you.
It was a bit wasted. They lost a lot of objective and map control over that.
Martin able to claim a turret on the top side of the map, answering tower that had already gone down in the hands of Letme, his monstrous Titan. blue buff is going to be stolen away here. We're just going to lock that one down for himself. More volleys to be available for this Ashe.
So the fun thing about China is that all of the, I'm assuming it's very much like Korea as well, all of the champions have nicknames.
Okay.
That, like the Chinese translation, if you're talking about Annie, it's not Annie, it's Dark Child, I think, or Small Dark Child.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, and again, Azir, the Golden Chicken. The reason why I call Nautilus Titan is that's what they call him in China, is Titan. What is another fun one? Kog'Maw is Big Mouth.
That makes a lot of sense too.
Elise has an interesting one. I can't remember it though.
Spider Lady?
That's interesting.
Yeah. I thought it might be somewhat relevant. You're just going to be able to clear out some minions here in the mid. The reason why we're talking about funny names of Chinese champions is the fact that, look, the game has slowed down just a little bit. Xiaohu is going to head back towards the mid lane, clear this one out, and we'll see when this game's going to heat back up. I have a feeling it might be around the next track.
I was going to say, it's probably going to be in about 45 seconds, so let's check in on items. That is why we have the completed Infinity Edge. So typically AD carries, their Dragon doesn't necessarily time with their pushing power, and they like to itemize into the BF Sword, into Pickaxe, into upgraded boots to Siege Towers. But the reason why Martin decided to commit into that Infinity Edge is because a team fight is coming out and he needs the added stat of the crit. Likewise, on the other side, Wushin has also completed his, so 80 carries, fairly even right there. Let's check in the mid lane. Well, we got Hex Core upgraded once. I'm going to give that to Azir.
Yeah, and as far as sort of these Infinity Edges, now that Ashe has the attack speed steroid on her Q, it makes her sort of single item Infinity Edge a little bit stronger than that of a Sivir.
Yeah, I will agree with that. That said, Sivir, the thing about her is a lot of AD carries like Ashe fell out because of their mid-game power trough, where Sivir was able to always retain her spot just because of how she augments her mid-game. So she still technically has a power trough in the mid-game between her completed attack speed item and, as I say this, they're posturing.
Yep, parallel convergence comes in. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow as Whoosh takes himself a ride on the lantern. There's the Flash Emperor's Divide. RNG tearing everyone on Snake apart. 2 kills for the Azir as Xiaohu launches himself into this game, and what better champion to do it on than the Shurima special?
And this is what Xiaohu is well known for. He played Azir before it was a big meta pick, and he was always fantastic with it. And again, the versatility of this composition. They have incredible siege between the attack speed and the range of the attack shoulders on Ashe and Azir. They have incredible pick potential from the Enchanted Crystal Arrow as well as the Azir Sec. Yeah. And they have incredible 5v5 and objective control. This Azir-Ashe combo is so strong.
Well, RNG already making it look good as they're going to take down their first dragon of the game. Of course, Snake were able to take theirs very early on. You can see this one is so dead as Whoosh is going to head back towards the bottom side of the map. And RNG successfully take a couple of towers, grab themselves a dragon, and put themselves well and truly in the lead. Let's have a look at it again.
Beautiful setup from Lei right there, but again, great CC chain, the arrow coming through perfect, and then just icing on the cake. The Azir Sec, again, Xiaohu, no one's going to question his ability to play Azir. We already know that he's a god at that champion. It's always been, can he play more than that? Yeah.
And it was always the Azir and the Xerath. And now, thankfully, Azir's still in the mix.
But look at this. We talked about, RNG. Is it possible for them to make a playoff run? Yes. Very difficult. However, opening it up huge and changing up their champion pool and their AD carry considerably. Wushin, what did I write down for him? Tends to play Vayne at the most ridiculous and inappropriate moments. Yeah. Back-to-back, different champions, Kog'Maw and the Ashe.
And he also played like a whole lot of other things as well, like the Lucian, sort of rings bells for me.
He can play. It just, for whatever reason, was really on the Vayne train when Sivir was the big pickup and kind of not refused, but didn't prioritize that champion as highly. So it's interesting for me, RNG, as they come into crunch time, that they're starting to change up their compositions and their play style.
Yeah, well, at the moment, doing his best Sketch impression by picking up this Ashe.
It's not Blue Ashe, though.
Yeah.
Although he didn't play Blue Ashe today, but I'll never forget Sketch.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you hanging out here on the bottom side of the map, you can see the inner turret fell down in the mid lane, so he says, nah, I'm not heading back there. That's way too dangerous. Outer turret is going to fall here as Snake trying to pick up as much standing gold as they can. Only 3,000 gold behind here at the 18.5-minute mark. RNG will see what they decide to do next, but it does seem like the team fight's working out well for this blue team.
Again, just slightly more versatility. Snake will do fantastic running you down and getting on top of you, but they still don't have near the same amount of pick potential unless they're utilizing the cask that RNG are going to have.
And sort of the outplay finesse potential from RNG looks to be so much higher as well, what with the fact that you can be throwing out lanterns everywhere, repositioning Whoosh on this relatively slow 80 carry. And the fact that Jiahu can get in there with what you say is the Azir X, the Shurima Shuffles, whatever the heck you want to call them.
The Shurima Shuffle?
Yeah, Shurima Shuffle was something that someone wanted to opt into. I believe that sounds like a Dominic Sardaruma option.
What did he wanted to call it? The Echo relocation, when Echo uses his ultimate
actually,
to reposition himself?
I really liked that. I just didn't want to give it to him, you know. I was feeling a threat.
I haven't seen any Echo
Whoop.
Hello?
And
we're good.
Oh, the arrow of destiny will pierce the heavens.
In America, I think that's worth 6 points because what, a field goal is worth 3, and he field goal twice.
Well, it almost hit 4 different people. So as far as a gimme is concerned, I mean, it's got to upgrade it.
It's been a bit since I've watched football, though. It might be 2. I'm trying to remember.
What's football?
Hand egg.
Hand egg.
When I got here, I've started to watch a lot of rugby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I only recently moved to this state, though.
You're the worst Australian ever.
No, I'm a Melbourneian Australian, which means that we do the Aussie rules football, which makes no sense to anyone.
Oh, footy.
Yeah, footy.
This is way too cultural for me. Let's talk about...
I feel like we've gone off topic. This is Chinese League of Legends when we're talking about Australian rules football. It is not okay. Well, that being said, a whole lot more is happening here, as Jiahu is going to lovelily take down these minions in the mid lane. And you can see RNG with a heck of a lot of vision. There doesn't seem to be many places on the map that Snake can go to where they're not seen by RNG.
I would suspect that RNG, especially with their vision placed to the top side of the map, that they would be attempting to lure Snake into a Baron. Especially, again, we talk about their strength with their pick potential with an arrow, but they're actually wasting a lot of their momentum and their gold lead by continuing to just elongate the farming phase. They are creating a bit of a pressure point on the bottom side of the map by building up this wave, so we'll see if they finally decide to commit to this. Dragon will be spawning in 1 minute 30 seconds, but they do have a good window, and like you said, a ton of vision where they can play around that Baron.
Well, ZZR towards the top side of the map, trying to get some vision down on said Baron buff. You can see you hanging out in the mid lane. There's a Shadow Dash as Flandre just wants to start a fight with Let Me. But I don't know whether too much is going to happen. Titan Drop is just easily able to nullify any trading that's going to happen. And RNG now with position around Dragon. Still a minute to go. They want to prevent any vision from Snake.
Their vision, 180 from the start of the split. They have so much vision control.
It's almost too much vision.
Some would say that they're wasting gold in wards that just aren't being used. You know, like when you place 7 wards on the top side of the Baron pit, don't bait Baron.
Well, arrow once again going to fly through. The idea was good. ZZR once again just smacking on MLXG for a little bit.
Get in there.
Oh, on the hunt's being popped. Ella still looking for it. MLXG gets caught up. Teleport into the backside of the map here as the Venn diagram is set up in the middle of this one. Snake with decent positioning. All the members of RNG going very, very low. ZZR locks down the first kill onto Let Me. That's the tanky member completely removed. Flandre might need to get out as Death Rays from you trying to get in amongst it. Jiahu just couldn't get anything done that fight.
He had Emperor's Divide and Flash the entire time, played way too far back, and that's a massive cooldown to not have burned in a 5v5.
Yeah, 5v5 where everyone was clumped. Snake was looking to try and sort of hold themselves to... okay, Yu's gonna die severely as they do manage to trade his life for a dragon. Oh! Flash body slam from ZZR completely whiffed out. Finds his way in. He dies as well. Martin locks down the kill there as MLXG completely out of mana. Whoosh just left to his own devices in the backline. Locks down a double kill. Martin picks up another one onto MLXG. That's a double kill. I think that's, in fact, a quadra kill for Martin. Not sure. What happened? Frostgren, please help me.
Let's talk about that Xiaohu flash, where he flashed into melee range of 3 members.
That's why you don't tell him to flash. Because you gave him this weird idea where he thought that he had to flash and then he uses it and dies.
I'm sorry, Xiaohu. I shouldn't have commented about your lack of Emperor's Divide, which is still up.
Wrong time to have a drink, I think.
They commit the dragon, they win the team fight, and suddenly this gold lead, again, Snake fighting from a deficit. Does it give them the lead? No, but it definitely shores it up, and it makes RNG think twice about engaging on them without the ice arrow.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is Snake sort of trying to play in hard mode. Like,
if we just throw the game.
Yeah, and then we'll start trying to win as they're looking towards playoffs.
I feel like it's an 80s montage for playoffs. You've got like the Eye of the Tiger going.
I like it. Final countdown, that sort of thing. Yeah, see, it'd be pretty good. But yeah, we all know the song is now in everybody's head.
I always walk into conversation and I just sing a part of a Taylor Swift song just to get it stuck in everyone's head, and then I walk away.
Taylor Swift, and I got it stuck in
Get it!
Oh, arrow lands onto ZZR to bring us out of the Taylor Swift conversation. He's gonna die. Emperor's Divide, Bouncy Castle actually might save him here.
Oh my God, he's still alive.
Gets back in with the chrono break. Oh, they stand united right at the last second. Saves ZZR.
So much was expended on that. They lost the Ice Arrow, the Echo Ultimate, the Emperor's Divide, and he's looking for an engage.
Yeah, Flandre actually, as the gravity field does fall down, you're able to at least protect Flandre from there, and so far nothing to be gained from anyone.
And the only reason that Snake don't turn around and abuse RNG for the massive amount of cooldowns they burned on a pick they didn't get is because of this top wave. The fact that they had already split apart. That could have very easily, if Snake were consolidated, just turned and burned through with a Chaos Storm.
Yeah, it could have potentially. Of course, that's still off cooldown. Ella has the Tibbers, is going to have the flash available very soon as well.
Have the replay here. ZZR getting locked up by that arrow. It's going to be a fantastic stand united that's going to save his life here. Flandre stands still, starts to charge it back up. But again, so many resources used to try to kill ZZR. Snake having to attend to their side waves. That could have been bad news bears.
It could have most certainly been. 2,000 gold still the lead here for RNG, almost. And of course, Martin pulling very far ahead as far as that CS is concerned. Might be able to even pick up this bottom wave if Flandre is going to be nice to him, but maybe not. Bloodthirsty going to be the next option here for the Sivir, and sort of quietly towards the back of this game, it is Martin just getting item after item. That last team fight really did fantastic things for Sivir.
And likewise, he's able to...
Oh, arrow. Daintily glides towards the edge of the rift.
He's able to afford a lot of these items despite being down so much. Or excuse me, sorry, I'm talking about Wushin here. What I wanted to talk about was the wave control, because we talked about how Snake, like LGD, are actually really good at their wave management. But RNG showing these new compositions, showing these new picks, particularly from their AD carry, and showing really matured wave management before they look for these big picks in team fights. This RNG looks much stronger than what we've seen pretty much for the entirety of the season.
Yeah, and Snake being made to pay, of course, might have underestimated this side just a little bit. If there's ever going to be a team that doesn't, it will be Snake, but still looks like it has caught them by surprise. At the moment, still the lead very, very small. The fact that there is an extra dragon sitting on Snake might actually account for that 2,000 gold. So at the moment, 27 minutes into the game, things very close.
Save Snake are going to be able to siege up onto this tower. Now, the fact that RNG do not have the Ice Arrow is pretty massive, so Snake must know that they have a small window of opportunity where they can try to be proactive around the map.
And get something done. Jahu does have the Void Staff now with a needlessly large rod augmenting the rest of his build. 3 items strong here for him on this Azir. Whoosh almost has the last Whisper for the Ashe. A lot of consistent damage, consistent CC as well is going to be available very, very soon. And we'll see when Martin decides to ever finish off his Berserkers.
Ashe and Tristana and Caitlyn used to all be tied for the highest scaling attack speed of any of the AD carries, and I'm starting to come to the realization that since the changes to Tristana and Ashe, obviously moving their attack speed more onto their abilities versus their just base natural attack speed, I don't know the answer to that question anymore, but it comes down to this. Ashe at 3 core items is ridiculous.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that her utility goes through the roof. One of the only AD carries that can reliably initiate fights.
I like to call Ashe a
Well,
zone
not reliably,
control,
especially not in this game. You know what I mean.
a zone control AD carry, as MLXG might be caught here.
Yeah, it's going to at least get a lot of damage onto him here. Xiaohu sets up a whole bunch of soldiers, though. Ingo ZZR.
Doesn't burn the cast.
Not going to this time.
Didn't quite have the good enough angle on it.
Well, 3 seconds until the Dragon is available again, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow is up. Emperor's Divide is up. Depth Charge is there as well.
He's
Chrono
looking
Break,
for it.
Everything available for RNG. In fact, everyone has everything.
Again, the side wave management. Here we go. This is the Snake that I was expecting. Flandre in the top lane. Martin making sure that he shoves out the bottom lane so that if they lose this fight here, there's an easy objective to follow.
Well, there's the Stand United. Descends, lands onto ZZR. Does have the flash available if he wants to get in there. Flandre looking for a Shadow Dash. Out goes Xiaohu. Oh, the flash from MLXG. Nice positioning there. And the flash from Whoosh going to save him from that engagement. And Snake lose the Dragon. And RNG are able to get out. Oh! Enchanted Crystal Arrow narrowly avoided by you, using that spectacular technique I like to call stepping to the left.
It's very important that you click very close to your champion so that you can make quick adjustments like that. If your mouse is far away from your champion and you attempt to do that, you have that much farther to move across the screen to make that hard of an angle versus if it's just right on top of your champion.
Or just have a mouse that's incredibly sensitive.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Oh, Xiaohu going to get slowed down just a tiddly bit from the barrel, but at the moment, RNG stand 2-2 with these Dragons. The whole game basically even.
But who would have expected that? You know, coming into this, there is a lot of history between, again, these two rosters coming out of the LSPL, both being fairly young and inexperienced on either side. Formerly the King roster, now Royal never gives up.
And RNG heading into Split 2 as well, as far as the old King lineup is concerned, if that's what we're going to talk about here, is the fact that, you know, now that they have Xiaohu, that lineup itself looks a whole lot better. Because Xiaohu was just sort of a definite upgrade.
Over Assassin?
I'd say. I'm incredibly low.
Xiaohu is very impressive and he's very much in meta right now. I will agree to that one. The thing that I always loved about King was during the offseason they were doing so well in third-party tournaments, G League, making it to the finals against EDG. But as soon as they joined LPL, suddenly things started to crash. You know, what is happening there? Well, their coach left and went to GAMT. And he joined GAMT when GAMT at the very end of last split started to have that upswing. Yeah. And again, we look at the composition for RNG, very creative.
Well, there's the two-man Tibbers as Lei already down very, very low. Another arrow just sails by. Lei is going to die there as Martin does bother to take that auto attack. In go the Sand Soldiers as Xiaohu tries to close this one out. No stun lands as the Chaos Storm whiffed just a little bit there by you, but Snake, they get a pick. Can they get anything out of it?
They're pinging madly onto this mid-tier tower. It should be the free objective just because it is so weak. In fact, ZZR is just going to take this one up. So the pick finally does translate. And with that, they take the gold lead for the first time this game. Yeah,
by about 600. So not massive, but definitely there. Snake, you can feel free to hang your hats on it. Massive minion wave on the top side of the map, though, means that Snake aren't able to keep pushing down the map.
And look at Martin's CS, especially as he's about to pick up, you know, 1,000,000 creeps up there. Here we go.
How did he stack up 1,000,000 creeps? That's the ridiculous thing.
He has over perfect CS right now. Or just about perfect. 10 creeps per minute. He's sitting at 338 at 32 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, RNG going to start off the Baron with 2 wards in the pit on the side of Snake. Teleport was just used from Flandre. Not sure where he went. He went somewhere.
Mid lane.
Yeah, there he is.
He's looking for a pick.
Inside track was gained here from Snake, though, as they push the minion wave down. He's going to get there a little bit late as the backs do come in from MLXG and Wushin. Snake might get some time here. Martin's around. Does have a lot of damage with that Bloodthirster and the Phantom Dancer, as well as the Infinity Edge, and just take a free objective.
So that's where that teleport went for Flandre. So picking up a lot of control over that mid lane, especially because their mid-tier tower Oh, hold on.
Yeah, on the hunt has been blown here as Yahoo makes his way out. Nice lantern there as well as Lei gets the rest of the team to safety. And Snake, oh, you gonna get caught by the dredge line. Let me with the depth charge in as well as Snake losing a lot of their health bars. Whoosh with a lot of damage as well. ZZR gets destroyed, but does manage to disengage before that happens. MLXG trying to come through for a flank.
And with that pick, they're marching towards Baron. Now ZZR is down. Flandre not running a secondary smite. That single pick might have just given this Baron away.
Well, they've got a lot of consistent damage here as well. Oh, Stand United onto Ella. Death sentence down as well. Flandre makes his way in, but a little bit late. Gravity field down, and that's the Baron for RNG.
What were Snake thinking being underneath that Azir turret?
They're thinking, wow, this isn't good being underneath an Azir turret.
Okay, let's go back to that team fight. So they're trying to attempt to tank up the Azir turret, and they just so much damage is sacked onto them, and Martin not in position again. And normally, you know, we talked about how the sub Martin coming over into the team, how he was actually meshing very, very well, and it might have been an upgrade as the meta shifted away from Crystal. Here's the replay. This is what I just don't understand. They see the Azir turret come up, and ZZR is already initially tanking this. This arrow is actually directed at Martin, who you can see is running away in the river. This is the 6-1-0 Sivir. This is all of Snake's team fight in gold. Arrives on the back half of the fight, it's already over.
He didn't do anything.
Didn't throw a single auto attack. Threw Boomerang and he missed.
Yep. Flat out. Well, 1,000 gold now the lead for RNG, but Baron buff swinging around their heroes. We'll see whether they can utilize it to pick anything up here. Ella does have the Righteous Glory, did just use it as it explodes towards the end of its journey, 4 seconds before the Dragon's up. Snake looking for their third, a little bit more movement speed, teleport available from Let Me, so he can get in amongst this fight if he wants to. Boomerang from Martin gets things going on. Martin actually went back and picked up a full Last Whisper and a QSS, so look, he's doing some work. MLXG finds his way in. That's going to be the Dragon taken by Xiaohu as well as Snake. Now starting off the fight. Martin able to get auto attacks this time around. Stand United onto ZZR from Flandre on the back line. There's the Empress Divide. Instant double kill as RNG now mowing everyone down. Martin destroyed as that's another kill for Xiaohu. Whoosh picks one up as well. ZZR, the last man standing. This could be the beginning of the end for Snake.
And they've got massive waves already prepared for them in both the top and the mid lane. This will surely meet that mid inhibitor.
Well, Xiaohu now 6-1-5 on this Azir. And look, that's 11 out of 13 as far as that kill participation is as well. And now we're up to 5,000 gold in the lead.
Are they going to end the game?
They may not stop.
Oh, they've got the minion wave behind them. Again, Ashe very good at shredding through these towers. We talked about the completed 3 items.
Well, that's going to be the Nexus exposed here. RNG already down to half health. This is game over. RNG 2-0 victory over Snake. Ridiculous.
We talked about the playoff run. RNG, it's an uphill battle. This is the perfect start for it, though. Masters 3, yeah. Dade sweating right now.
He has to be. That's 18 points. Now in the back pockets of this RNG lineup.
Xiaohu, let's quickly talk about that last team fight.
More than happy to.
Beautiful. The Emperor's Divide, not only with just the initial burst damage that came out with it, but the fact that it interrupted the Stand United. The fact that Flandre had to stop in the middle of a team fight. Again, this is late game. The changes to Shin allow him to get his taunt off more often now, simply because of the changes in energy has been decreased. You're sacrificing so much AoE CC to protect your jungler, who has already thrown the cask, who's already out of the team fight. Xiaohu just slapped him in the face.
He did. Managed to kill 2 people basically instantly as well. MLXG on your screen right now had another great game. Picked up the Echo, got things done. Had some interesting positional plays that may not have necessarily worked out, but as far as that last fight was concerned, it was all about RNG, and I want to go back to their drafting phase. The fact that they picked these interesting comps really made them work and made Snake pay.
The final stretch of LPL and RNG changing up their identity, changing up their draft phase. This is awesome. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Really good to see these guys really changing things up, making sure, you know, this amalgamation of Old King and Gamty is really sort of threatening the other teams here in the LPL.
Starhorn Gamty Club.
Yeah.
Gamty King, excuse me. There they go. RNG on your screen right now. Captain and shot caller of the team is that Harry Potter looking guy, MLXG, formerly known as Lonely when he's in the LSPL and played for